Howdy, welcome back to SlydeBytes. Today we are taking a look at a new addition to my ever-growing guitar collection. This is the Kramer Focus. I always forget the numerical designation, let me try this again. The Kramer Focus VT-211S. This is a S-type guitar. Very comfortable, body design. You got your humbucker, HSS configuration, humbucker in the lead, two singles, which is one of my absolute favorite configurations, right up there with P90s for me. Absolutely love that configuration. These are Alnico 5 pickups, very rare on a guitar in this price range. I got this for $120 before tax from AmericanMusicalSupply.com. So after tax and with a guitar strap from Amazon, I am in for this whole thing at 130 bucks. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We are running this today in drop D through the, what you heard pedal-wise was the Digitech Bad Monkey Tube Overdrive into the Ultra Metal from Behringer into the Acoustic Lead Series G120 DSP. So I'm just using the volume knob to kind of go from really dirty to cleaning it up. Very rare also in this price range is a mahogany body. Very lightweight, which is kind of, I think a lot of people think mahogany bodies as being very heavy. But, like my PRS SE Soap Bar 2, which is the only other mahogany guitar I own, is also very light. So kind of interesting. And I find this a very light guitar. And it's not super thick. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. It's very comfortable up against the body. So, yeah. All maple neck and fretboard, 21 frets. Standard everything else, matching headstock with the color. This is the Peter Gray. It's kind of a harder color to get in this guitar. It tends to be just a hair more expensive usually, but I got this on a great promotional coupon they were running on AmericanMusicalSupply.com, and picked it up because I been wanting one for a while, and I was wanting a white S-type guitar or some type of off-white, and this Peter Gray kind of comes across that way. It's kind of and honestly, in a lot of ways, it's a hard color to kind of define. It's neat. I really like it, and it kind of it scratches that irritating collecting itch I had. Anyway, so this is my favorite body style guitar probably. I love my Jackson King V, as everyone knows. I adore that guitar. I love my PRS and everything else, but the double cut S kind of shape is my absolute favorite body style to play. They're just so comfortable and they feel like home because this is where I started on a S-shaped guitar. Yeah, so this is Kramer. So we are in the Gibson side of things. I feel like I'm having an illicit love affair behind Fender's back. As you know, I am a lover of Fender equipment. So this being the Gibson, I feel a little dirty, but good at the same time because this was so cheap, and with the Alnico 5 pickups that are very bright and clear and kind of sweet sounding pickup, and the mahogany body and maple neck, I just think all of it comes together to make a very bright sounding, very different sounding guitar. I'm very glad I made the investment because from a collector's perspective, having something else different and with a different taste and flavor for music is really cool. And these are much brighter sounding. You can go back and watch the Squire Bullet videos, and I think if you listen to those are ceramic pickups from my understanding. You'll realize, but it has the HSS configuration too, and you'll hear the difference in drop D between this and the Squire Bullet. They're two just very different sounds. I tend to prefer ceramic, but I wanted Alnico. I wanted to experience more. I think I've played them in the past on other people's guitars, but I've not owned one myself, so I'm glad I have it. I'm going to be using this for several blues videos, hopefully, and maybe even some more metal stuff coming up. I will be playing more metal and blues in the future. I've explained all that in other videos. I love both. Anyway, so yeah. So this guitar is really aimed more at a beginner range. It runs, these are usually about 150 bucks. Again, I got it on a special deal. That's why it was so cheap, with an online coupon type of deal. It has your standard, 2-tone, 1-volume, 5-way selector switch. We're on lead, and I was switching back and forth for some of that intro playing. This is your standard 6-screw vintage tremolo. And it does okay. I've been losing tune if I use this very often and very much to do very... I will say my Squire Strat, SE Strat, has a similar trim system, and it stays in tune a bit better. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. These strings aren't the best either, So there's that. These frets, you know, this is 21 fret neck, which is fine. I don't really care. 21 to 24 is fine. I don't like less. There's very few guitars, unless you're in like a mini scales, that have less. But 21's fine. I don't really have a problem with that. I'm not up here doing all kinds of crazy work typically. So yeah, but if you are, maybe you don't want to. Maybe you want something more. Yeah. So the Alnico 5 pickups are a little bit bright sounding. They may not be the best for a lot of modern metal. You can do it, obviously. I was playing some of that, but I think it's definitely aimed more at a brighter tone, which is that's what you want. Go for it. If you're going to work that into your metal tone, hey, it's your music. You do what you want. The frets on this thing, the fretwork is really bad. I will admit. There's fret buzz no matter what I do. I've done all the adjustment I can do. This is all what I'm gonna get. I got the bridge right where I want it, but the neck is already pretty well. There's enough curvature in there that I'm afraid to do anything else with it. I've done all the setup I can to get rid of the fret buzz, and it's still there, kind of on the cleaner stuff. Especially you can hear it, so it is what it is. It's not bad, and I'm usually playing with some grit at some level, so you don't notice it too much, but it is there. And these frets are just so sharp. I already took a sanding square and steel wool to it to clean these up, and it feels way better. It was actually cutting my finger, leaving scratches down my finger before. So that's a little bit not great. There are some die cast. These are die-cast tuners and bridge, and there are some indicators there. There's a little burr on my bridge, and some of the manufacturing process, little markings and seams there. So that's something to be aware of. I don't think it really matters too much. It just doesn't feel like the highest quality metal necessarily, but I don't think it's anything that's gonna like break on you. But it is just, it's there. It's not like, remember, it's a $130 to $150 guitar. You're not going to get Godot tuners or anything like that on something like this. But I think it sounds really good. So as long as my fingers won't cooperate. But there's definitely a mid poke, you can hear it, and I think that's very much great for like 80s style stuff, but I think it's also going to be really good for some gritty blues, which is, I hope. I don't know about doing slide on this thing. I do like my slides, as everyone knows. With the fret buzz and everything, I'm kind of in the action where it's at. I'm kind of like, don't know. Well, I might experiment. You might see some videos. You'll definitely see playing videos because I definitely like the tone I'm getting. It's very sweet. But yeah, so all in all, it's very different than what you get with a lot of S-type guitars. The tone is very different because the combination, like I said, with the maple neck, mahogany body, and the Alnico pickups. The tone wood debate I know is up there, but especially the Alnico pickups is a very much brighter tone than what I'm used to with a lot of Squire Bullets, and actually almost every lower price guitar will have ceramic pickups. I've never actually seen one with Alnico, so if you're familiar with another brand that does that, let me know. I'd love to hear. The neck is really nice and fast though. It's pretty similar to what you'd see a modern C shape, I would say. It's very well smoothed out and everything. It's very fast and slick, and I like it a lot for its faster playing, and it's very comfortable still. It's not too flat, but also got enough. It's skinny enough that you don't feel inhibited to really shred if you want to, which is cool because I think with the Alnico pickups and the tone you're getting, it really lends itself to more of a shreddier style. Yeah, and oh no, I think it's a great guitar. I'm a little hesitant to recommend it to beginners because there's a lot of setup work that needed done, and it's not going to be perfect necessarily if you don't know how to do that. It wouldn't be perfect for a beginner, I should say, if you don't know how to do that, because there was definitely quite a bit of setup. I know some people said in the reviews they didn't have to do a lot. Other people said they did. I'm in that camp that did have to do a lot of setup, so that might be an issue. If you don't know how to do it, or if you don't have anyone who can do it for you, you may not want it. That might. I mean, I don't want to say you don't want to buy this, but you may want to look into something else. You may not want to just jump on this necessarily without doing some research on how to do some setup stuff, or find someone who can, preferably if you don't know how. I think it's a great sounding guitar, and I think the overall quality is good. I mean, knobs are nice and tight and everything's fine on that. I think the die-cast bridge and tuner you're gonna find that on just about every lower price guitar. There just happens to be more imperfections on what I've got here, but it's not a big deal. Most people would never notice. It's just me noticing it because from having guitars a lot over the years and taking a look at it. Otherwise, again, it's a beautiful looking guitar. I love this off kind of color. It is pure gray, but I think it almost comes across as either cream or putty, and it is just very cool. I definitely like it. It's getting my wiener dog's hair all over it, but anyway, that's part of life of dogs. So yeah, I love the matching headstock. Overall, I think it's a very slim, comfortable, lightweight guitar that'd be good. And the HSS is very versatile pickup configuration. I just think that there's definitely some things to be aware of. If you're just wanting another guitar with those pickups, this and the body, and you just won't like that brighter, a little bit more pokier sound. This is I'm glad I have this. Like this, there's going to be a role for it in what I'm going to be doing with other songs and styles and things like that. And I love this body shape. It's just comfortable to me, and it does feel like home. Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of like, if you're a collector and you know what you're doing, I think this is great. If you're a beginner, definitely find someone or pay someone or do something with the setup if you're going to do something with this. I definitely think that Squier has the right idea, ditching the tremolos and the whammy bars or whatever on a lot of the more budget priced guitars, because for a lot of people who are just getting into it and they're just going to buy a cheaper guitar, they're not going to want to deal with this. But I think having the option of some guitars with it, because there's a lot of people like me who are just collectors and they just want something and it doesn't matter to them how much it costs. I'm glad the option's there, because at least I've got this usable. It may not hold tune the greatest, but it's usable, it's functional, and I think that's kind of, it is what it is. You could always just take the whammy bar arm out and just put flat to the body and just never use that feature if you really didn't want to, or you could have someone else do that for you or whatever. So yeah, I like this guitar. It's kind of a mixed bag on what I think with the tuning stability and some of the just little imperfections, and like these frets were just so sharp. It kind of was a little off-putting because it really was scratching my finger. I sanded hard and got those really cleaned up with again sanding block and steel wool. So I don't want to say this is a bad guitar. I'm definitely not saying that because I do like it. I would just say that there's just definitely a lot more setup work required with the one I had, for sure. So yeah, bear that in mind when you're shopping for these. I think this comes in purple, black, if I remember correctly. It's purple, black, blue, pewter gray, and my blue, it's like a teal almost, really, and red. And yeah, I think they're great looking guitars. They sound good. They play well. Just bear in mind, there's just some things common to lower price guitars that you might have to deal with. Yeah, and I believe in being completely honest with you guys, and that's where it is. So yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. You like and subscribe if I've earned it. I'm trying to give you guys good content, good information, honest information to help people make good choices in their instruments and gear. So guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate all of you. Keep coming back. I will see you soon with more playing videos, more gear reviews, always in the future. Keep shredding, partners. Talk to you later. Bye.